Good morning and happy September. I'm so excited. We're officially in the Burr months. I have been super busy the last couple days, so I am a little late on this live, but we're getting it done. So good morning. Feel free to engage over in the chat. I'm going to be getting ready this morning. I do already have a couple of these things linked if you want to scroll through. But we are going to do makeup today. And I've had my little under eye patches on for, I don't know, probably 25 minutes at this point. So can take them off here in just a few minutes. But let's go ahead and get started here. I would love to know if you did anything fun for the Labor Day weekend. We spent most of it just moving stuff, getting stuff settled in, all that kind of boring stuff, but needed to be done. So hopefully you guys got to do maybe something fun or had some great time relaxing. So I'm going to start with my little Lumify drops. I talk about these a lot. I actually have them on subscription because I love them so much. My sister turned me on to these. You guys, they are fabulous, especially if you have dry eyes or if you naturally have like red eyes or your eyes get very easily irritated. They clear up any redness and they keep your eyes super bright white for up to 8 hours. So I just do one drop in each eye and I'll let those kind of kick in, but they keep my eyes super white, hydrated, and not irritated all day. And if I'm going to be out and about, like if I'm wearing makeup, that definitely tends to irritate my eyes more. So if I'm wearing like false lashes or something and I'm going out for the evening, I'll throw those in my bag with me just in case my eyes start to get irritated. So I definitely love those and have them on subscription. The under eye masks that I'm using, they are the Grace and Stella. They are my favorite ones that I've tried, mostly because they stay in place. They don't slip and slide around and they are just super soothing. Now this is the kind of bundle that has the variety. It's a variety pack bundle. So you get the energizing eye mask, the moisturizing eye masks, and the illuminating eye masks. So you get to try a bunch of them. And I think they come with 3 of each, maybe? Does it say it on there? I don't have my laptop right here. Usually I have my laptop right here, but you get a couple of each of them so you can try and see, which ones are your favorite or have the variety for whenever you need them. And then I'm going to use my bladeless hair remover to just get any peach fuzz. I do this probably once a week and you can use it for like underneath your eyebrows. You can use it. I usually use it for like around my mouth because I get, my little peach fuzz mustache and on my chin. So this is totally bladeless, doesn't hurt at all, doesn't irritate my skin. And you can just go to town with it because like I said, there's no blade on it, nothing sharp that's going to cut you. And you just kind of go in little circles. I love this thing. It is under $10 and I've used one of these for years. And just removing the peach fuzz helps all of my makeup it just looks better. It lays down better. And I don't want that peach fuzz around my upper lip anyway. So I can get right up on my lip, get my little chin hairs. And I can get up underneath my eyebrows, in between my eyebrows. And then you can see where the hair collects in there. And it does come with like a little brush that you can use to get that out. But it is very satisfying to see all of the peach fuzz that comes off. So now that I've done that, I'm using up like what's very left of my D'Alba spray. I love this stuff. It's so refreshing. And I like to use this after I use it all the time, but I definitely like to use it after I use that bladeless razor just because My pores are open. You know, not having that extra hair on your face can make your skin a little dry sometimes. So I love using this. This is a double layer serum enriched with white truffle from Italy. So it's basically a facial serum, but in a spray mist form. It is on sale today too, 22% off, and it has amazing reviews. It just smells really good and super, super refreshing. So I'm going to use a couple squirts of that. I have probably till the end of this week. And it is a Korean skincare brand. So while I'm letting that stuff kind of just soak in, letting my eye drops work, you can see already how much brighter my eyes are. I did go ahead and link my little waffle knit top, my necklace, my earrings. These come in a bunch of different colors. They're kind of oversized and they're just super soft. Great for throwing on with jeans, sweatpants, whatever. But I have them on actually with just like a little denim shorts today. And then just a plain little brown bodysuit underneath. And then this really pretty little stone necklace, which is under $12 today. Good morning. All right, I'm gonna take these off now. You can already see how bright my under eyes are. And just to increase that brightening effect a little bit, this is same brand as the eye patches, the Grace and Stella Brightening Eye Balm. So you can just use this right up underneath. A lot of times I'll throw this, like if I'm going to a morning workout and I'm not gonna, do my makeup or anything, I'll just throw some of this brightening balm on just to brighten up my under eyes and give them a little bit of a glow. And that is the Grace and Stella Balm. It is under $10 today, too. On sale. I have a pumpkin pecan butter waffle candle burning next to me. It smells so good. So good. This is a soy wax and cotton wick. Soy wax blend with a cotton wick. I got it on Amazon, actually. Very, very fragrant. All right, let's prime. So I've been using the NYX, what is this? The Face Glue Gripping Primer. I really like it. You don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. And there's very few products, none that I can even think of off the top of my head, that I don't like from NYX. Of course, I haven't tried everything, but all of their stuff is just so good. It's super affordable. This is on sale too. It's normally $9, which is a great price anyway, but it's on sale for $5.99 today. So just gonna get my primer in there and let that sit for just a minute, and then I'll go in with this. I'm not 100% sure how to say this brand. I just say S-A-I-E, but this is like an illuminating base primer, and it just gives you, it's like an extra little prime, but I just use a little bit because I already used primer, but I like the little glow this gives. Get my hair out of the way here. If you're not already following, I would love if you click the follow button. That way you get notified when I do lives. Of course, I'll be doing a lot more as we get in, further into the holidays and the holiday season, which I cannot believe is like already here. This year has flown by, which, the older you get, I feel like they just go by faster and faster, which is sad, but also we're in the best time of the year, so can't be too upset about it, in my opinion, because I am definitely a fall-winter person. I've actually enjoyed summer more this year than I ever have, but I would definitely call myself a fall-winter girl. And even if I can recreate those vibes at home, like our plan is to eventually move to Florida in the next year, But as long as I can like turn the air conditioning down and have like a cozy vibe inside, I really don't care about what it is outside. I will miss like the turning of the leaves here because it's so beautiful in North Carolina, but you know, just trying something new. The It Cosmetics CC Cream. This is the Nude Glow, and it does have SPF 40 in it. So I'm going to use a little over here. This is, the shade's just a smidge dark on me right now, but it's usually the color I use when I am a little more tan. But it's very easy to blend out and add. You can add like just some concealer or, you know, like a lighter foundation shade to it to tone it down a little bit. But my pressed powder I'm going to be using is a lot lighter than this, so it'll end up blending fine once I add that. And I do tend to have more of a red undertone to my skin on my neck. So even though it looks a little dark on my neck right now, by the time it kind of oxidizes a little bit, it usually matches pretty well. I just love this foundation. One, because it does have that SPF in it, and then it just lays really nicely. Doesn't feel thick, doesn't feel filmy, tacky. If you have your sound on, let me know where you're watching from. Yeah, I love this foundation. I'm gonna add just one more little smidge. And I think some of the It Cosmetic foundations are on sale. It might just be based on like the type, because there's a couple different types of the CC. Like this is the Nude Glow color correcting. It says it's a medium coverage. And it does have brightening, glow serum, and then of course the SPF. And then I'll usually use a little beauty blender afterwards. Like once I do my concealer, I'll use the beauty blender to kind of just blend everything out. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this setting spray to get my beauty blender a little damp, just because I feel like it blends a lot better that way. What am I looking for? Concealer. So I'm going to use the Shape Tape Concealer. Love this concealer. It is super, super creamy. You don't need a lot of it. So I just go kind of boop, 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 boop. And then I might just use, you know, whatever's left on the brush there. Then use that damp beauty blender and start to just gently press it into the skin. I went on a walk this morning, like pretty early this morning, and it was so beautiful and like chilly outside, but the sun was just starting to peek through, and I was already like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for Christmas. It just had that like one of those like December morning feels to it. I was looking around expecting like Christmas lights. And then, like I said, I just use whatever's kind of left on that beauty blender and just kind of blend everything out together. I just love the look of foundation blended with a beauty blender. So after I use the brush, do my concealer, blend out that concealer, I'll just take the beauty blender and blend everything together. Good morning. Hi, Linda. Good morning, good morning. I am so tempted. We still have a beach trip to take this month, but I am so tempted to go ahead and change my nails to like this dark burgundy color. I might just do it anyway. All right, let's do setting powder. So I'm going to use the One Size setting powder. I use the shade Ultra Pink. Now, this is like a huge amount of setting powder in this thing. You get a ton of it. And I like the way it's made with this kind of lid on top so it doesn't fly out everywhere. So I can just kind of tap out in the lid what I'm going to use. And when you open it, it doesn't poof out everywhere, so you're not wasting a ton. It's not getting on everything. And then I'm going to use one of these little baby sponges. I love these. They're super inexpensive, and they're just perfect for getting right where you want your setting powder, right in that kind of tear trough of your eye. And I just kind of press it on and let it sit for just a second. And while that is kind of baking, I'll take what's left on this sponge and whatever's left in this little lid here, and I'll use it down here just to keep blending out that foundation, and then on my chin, because that's generally where I get the most oily, is around my mouth and the bottom of my face. So I'll use some there. Use a little here in my T-zone. And then we'll blend out underneath the eyes in just a second. But this is, I think it's like 30 bucks. But again, I've had this for quite a while and you get a ton in there. A lot. I've had it for over a year at this point, I'm pretty sure. Which technically means I probably should get a new one. But it's okay. Here is those little triangle powder puffs, $4.95, and you get 8 of them. And then while this is kind of baking, marinating, I'm going to use just a little bit of pressed powder. I'm using shade 220 Sand. This is the Infallible 24-hour fresh wear, and it's a powder foundation. I'm going to go just... because I am still kind of like a matte girl. I know like the liquids and the creams and the glowy are definitely the popular look right now, but I just can't, I feel like I'm always going back to just a matte look. So I've always loved a matte pressed or loose foundation powder. And this one is very inexpensive. It's actually on sale today, 29% off. And has a ton of colors. Again, I use the shade Sand. And see how that just blends really nicely, blends everything together down on my neck. And then we'll use our powder puff to just blend out that pressed powder, or that setting powder that's been baking there. And I like the pink just because it adds a little color correction and really brightens up underneath the eyes. How we doing? How we doing? I know it's a lot of people going back to work after Labor Day, which is never fun. What's next? Blush. All right. Now, blush to me is like one of my favorite parts of makeup. I just feel like it's what really kind of pulls everything together. So I have quite a few blushes. I do love blush. And so these are some of my blushes. NARS, I really like this one. It's the shade Tao, T-A-O. And then, of course, you know, the Orgasm blush, I feel like everybody loves. To me, I feel like it's a little too baby pink, but it does have a really pretty, sometimes I'll use it like on my upper cheek, on my upper cheekbone, just for like a little bit of a glow. And then I do love all of the Dior blushes. They're absolutely beautiful. But I have been coming back to this one that I got not that long ago from Benefit. And I got it in the smaller size so I can make sure I liked it, but I do really like it. It's the shade Willa. And it's just really pretty. It's like a good mix of corally, mauve, and kind of rose. And I feel like you generally have to choose between those three, but this kind of has the perfect combination of all those. And as you can see, very pigmented, but easy to blend. And I love blush. I don't mind my blush being, you know, kind of bright. Like I said, I usually take it over my nose because I just like that kind of like sun-kissed look. And then I'll actually take some and go up onto my lids. And I do that with my bronzer too. I don't know if it's just a habit or I just kind of like how everything blends together when it goes up towards your eyes. Then I'll take whatever's left and just bring that down onto my chin. Just so everything kind of flows together. I'm going to skip and do my brows real quick just because I feel naked without them. So I'm going to do my brows real quick. Now this brow pencil I'm using is actually from Red Aspen. There's a link in my Instagram bio for Red Aspen. It has it's a press-on nail company, and then they do have makeup products as well. And I just find this color works really, really well for me. It can be hard. I have a lot of red tones, ashy, like gray tones, blonde, golden tones in my hair. So a lot of times finding an eyebrow pencil that works that's not too brassy or too gray or too red can be tough. And I just really like this one. I feel like it's a good kind of soft medium brown, but it's not too dark. And I like the precise tip on it. And we'll add some brow gel in a sec. But before we do our bronzer, I want to go ahead and put on my Wonder Skin. So that has time to sit. And we're going to use the shade Lovely. And I love this stuff. Cannot tell you guys how into like lip tints and lip stains I've gotten this year. It's like awkward silence, but I don't like it to get into my, like that. So I like to layer it on a little thicker. It's totally just personal preference. But you'll leave this on, I mean, you could leave it on for like 15 seconds. I'm going to leave mine on. I like mine to get like almost completely dry just because I really like as much color as possible. And that is the shade Lovely. There's so many colors in these I want to try, but I've been working on like, okay, let's get through what we have first. So I have the shade Lovely and I have the shade Charming. I love these. They're so fun to play with. And you can really try anything. You can add liners on top of them, glosses, lipsticks, or just wear them as they are. These are also great for like beach days, lake days, when you want to kind of have a little bit of like a glam, but you don't want to have makeup and, you know, lipstick on. So these are just, I love them. Love them, love them. And then I'm going to use just some of the Benefit Gimme Brow to go through my brows. This is 29% off today. And I kind of like to pull them this way and then push them up. I don't know why. I think that's just another habit. And then we'll do bronzer. I'm using the Medium Deep from Hoola, or from Benefit. It's the Hoola bronzer. And I'm gonna go just, oh, in that brow gel, it was shade 3. And you can see it's just tinted. I'll use that if I just want a little pinch more color from my brows. It's a tinted brow gel. If you don't like tinted brow gel, the other one I love is this one. I think it's Maybelline. Yeah, the Super Slick Brow Glue. There's no pigment to it. And I do like that one if you're not wanting to add any additional color to your brows. I'm not sure if Benefit has one that's not colored. Be interested to look. Or not pigmented. So just taking bronzer down kind of the sides of my nose, cheekbones. I kind of do this like 3 motion with it. I'm going to do a little on my eyes here. I also use this as eyeshadow a lot. See how when you do like the bronzer and the blush in just the outside corners of your eyes, I just love how that looks. We'll do our lashes real quick and then we'll take off this lip. Curl these babies up. Cool. And then been using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I have it in black and brown. We'll use the black today. And I did want to add, this is the Grande Lash. This set, okay, let me just rewind here. So the Grande Lash you can get by itself, or this is a set that comes with a full-size Grande Lash, but you also get the brow, I think a mascara, and then the lip scrub and the lip gloss. It's an incredible deal for 69 bucks because the full-size Grande Lash I think is at least that by itself. So you basically get all the other stuff free, and that is what I use for growing my lashes. I've used it for a really long time, and now I just use it maybe twice a week for maintaining long lashes, but it is hands down the best lash growth serum I've ever used. And I tried Latisse, like the medical grade, expensive one. I tried Rodan and Fields, and this is by far the best one I've ever used. I tell everybody about it. And people ask about my lashes a lot, if they're my real lashes when I go out. And I'm like, yes, they are, and you need to buy this lash serum. Now, if this happens, like I just got mascara on my face, just let it dry, and you can use a spoolie from your brow pencil to wipe it off. But I am telling you, that Grande Lash deal is, It makes a great gift too. I actually am probably gonna buy another one because I'm running low on my... I used up everything else at this point and I'm starting to run out of the Lash serum because like I said, I don't need to use that every day anymore. I just use it like twice a week to maintain. My mom uses it. She loves it. I would say this is up there on those like top 10 best beauty products of all time that I've ever tried is the Grande Lash. Then I take just a tiny little wisp across my bottom lashes. And I'm going to use just my brow spoolie to wipe off that any spots where... That is the only like downfall with the longer lashes though, is a lot of times it'll track my mascara, but I just wipe it off with a little spoolie. Okay, let's take off this lip, and then I'm gonna do my liner. So I'm gonna use just a little makeup wipe here. You could use just a piece of tissue, a wet Q-tip, whatever. See how it is starting to break apart? That's when I like to take mine off. And look, you're just left with this really beautiful, subtle tint. It's not over the top. Give it some time to kind of settle there before I do the rest of it. But I just love this stuff. I mean, even without anything else, you just have this really nice little pop of color. It's amazing. I love the Wonder Skin products. Now, before I finish my lips, just so I can kind of give them a second, I'm going to do my setting spray, and I'm using the Professional. Oh, let me do my highlighter first. I've been on a Benefit kick lately. I'm really loving their stuff. Obviously, love this highlighter. It's called Tickle, and it is so pretty. I used my friend's years ago, and I've always loved it since then. I like to do a little above my Cupid's bow, a little on the end of my nose, and then just take the pads of my finger to do the top of my cheekbones. And the reason I do that is just because I don't like it to be too like super shiny. So I feel like the oils in the pads of my fingers just help to kind of absorb a little bit of that and just blend it out, kind of like letting it melt into the skin instead of slapping it on, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna use a little on my lids as well. Look how pretty that is. Makes a really pretty pink shimmer shadow too. Isn't that so pretty? And because that's gonna drive me crazy that I might have powder on top of these, I'm gonna just touch that. All right, let's set this. This is 48% off, by the way. What the heck? I need to grab another one. Only 17 bucks. Usually 33. And then let's finish the lip and we'll be done. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Cream Glide. I have a couple of these liners. They are really pretty and very inexpensive. I think they're like $2 or $3. So this is the shade, I think it's Mauve Aside. Yeah, Mauve Aside. And they just like gel right on. I don't know why I said gel, I meant glide. You cannot beat that price. And then I'm gonna use the Laneige Glaze Craze. So I have strawberry sprinkles and sugar glaze. These are easily one of my most used gloss or lip products ever. They smell so incredible. They literally smell like dessert. So I'm gonna use just the lighter one since I have a darker liner on. And I love the applicator on these too. It's kind of like a cushioned applicator so you don't waste any. And it gives you just a tiny touch of color, but so much shine and hydration. And then just another habit. I need to dab my lips. That took me what, like 30 minutes? And of course, if I wasn't, doing this live, that would probably take me 20, if that. So not, a crazy amount of time for a full glam. Turned out pretty good, I think. I do have to record some stuff today, so that is why I was doing my makeup, kind of getting ready for the day. I am going to be recording some new Amazon finds and Target finds over on my Instagram. So of course you can hop over there if you want to see more content. And then make sure you click the follow button so that you get notified when I go live in the future or when I add things to my storefront. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. Feel free to scroll through and watch some of my other videos. I will be live a couple times this week and this weekend with daily deals and new arrivals. I did just order a bunch of stuff last night, so stay tuned for that, and we will catch up really soon.